So I've been following you since I think like Dark Horse Barbell or earlier than that, bro. I think I started following you in like 2014.
Yeah, that was back. Yeah, I was still in New York at that time. Yeah, Dark Horse Barbell. That was kind of the brand I had for my competition team because I competed in strongman and I had about a team of like 8 to 10, people that we would take to competitions and whatnot. So yeah, that was a little while ago, man.
Cool. And for everyone who doesn't know, Will Harris, and bro, thanks for tapping in. Appreciate you. Um, Strongest man titles in Delaware, Maryland. Is
Yeah, I
that
won 7 times 200-pound class in Delaware. I won Maryland once. Yeah, so yeah,
that's
been at
lit.
it for a little bit.
That's lit. And when you start lifting, bro? Like when you get into the gym, and when did getting into the gym turn into like I'm gonna be pound for pound the strongest guy?
I mean, honestly, like when I first actually got started with lifting, like I was probably 12, 13 going into like junior high because I knew I wanted to play basketball, wanted to play football. And, at that point in time, I knew I needed to do something. So I started like running the stairs in my building, doing push ups and, just doing little basic stuff. I had no idea what I was doing. I had a little weight set or whatnot. But as far as like, really getting into training and taking it seriously, that was probably about like 17, 18. Um, yeah, just to keep fit and, just wanted to be strong. And then I would say like when I made the decision to move down to Delaware, I decided, if I wanted to run a strength and conditioning gym, I should probably be the strongest dude around, right? So I
Right.
started at Delaware Strongest and, year after year, just started doing a little bit better. The first few times I did it, I didn't place, because strongman is a very different sport than anything else. So first few years I didn't place, and then every year, I started learning a little bit more, obviously getting a little bit stronger, getting a little bit better. And then I won my first one in 2012, actually. Yeah. So almost what? Damn, 10 years ago, 11 years ago at this point.
Yeah, bro. Time's flying.
Yeah, man.
So, I've been to your gym before. You were always really dope, just kind of like welcoming me in the way you did, and I appreciated that. Um,
Absolutely.
it's like you had a CrossFit gym, I think, right?
Yeah, so
Or
when I was in New York, that's how I actually got started. Because after I played football, it wasn't anything crazy, but I played football in high school, played basketball in high school a little bit, and then after
Mhm.
that, I wanted to get into something and exercise those competitive juices. So like
Right,
most
right,
people, that's what steers people towards CrossFit. So I got
right.
into CrossFit, competed on the team for a little while, and we did pretty well up in our area. We were in the Northeast, which is like the toughest region at the time. But we came down, we competed in a few mid-Atlantic competitions, did well, whatnot. But once that team split up, I didn't want to do that anymore. I didn't want to compete individually, so I shifted to strongman. Um, but yeah, so when I moved down to Delaware, I took over Cross River Rehoboth, and then we rebranded to Sussex County Athletic. Had some creative differences with the partner I had at the time, so then him and I split up, and then I started running Rehoboth Barbell, which is my own brand as of 2018. So yeah, we're rolling into what 2024 already. So yeah, it's been about 6 years now.
Very cool, bro. So most people don't like they've heard CrossFit, right? And they see or they heard of like strongman. Like most people don't know the difference, right? So for you to go from competing in CrossFit and then transitioning over to strongman, and then you mentioned how uh they're not individual sports, they're team sports. So the team split up, you switched over to the strongman, not just because you like the difference in the game, but also it's a team game.
Or it was a team game. Yeah, well,
Right.
I competed on a team in CrossFit, and I wanted to compete individually. So
Oh, you
like, I mean,
wanted to complete. I
yeah,
got you.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. I've
Okay.
seen a few
Cool.
strongman competitions where they have like team competitions, but which would be fun to do. I've never done one of
Right.
those, but yeah, I compete individually, in strongman. So that's part of the reason why I made the transition.
So what's how does that look like the the workouts, the CrossFit workouts that you're going to be required to do versus the strongman stuff?
Honestly, it's very similar. Because a lot of people don't understand is like with strongman, you got to have really great conditioning, and your form needs to be on point. Because like most events you're doing for a minute or even longer. So it's like if you come from like a powerlifting background or Olympic weightlifting or something like that, where you're used to just doing like one rep at a time, it's a totally different ball game when you have to move something heavy for an entire minute. So like your lungs are burning, your hands hurt if you're deadlifting, like your hamstrings are going if you're doing a sandbag carry, something like that. So the background I had in CrossFit carried over to strongman a lot, because I was used to, those long workouts, doing some events that were 5, 10, 15 minutes. So it's like, all right, you telling me I only got to do for 2 minutes? All right, I'm good with that. It's just obviously everything's a lot heavier. So that's the main difference. It's kind of like CrossFit, but everything is way heavier, and the movements are like everyday type of things. You're doing sandbag carries, tire flips, farmers carries. If you're doing a deadlift, it could be different heights. Not everything is like from a standard height off the ground. You're pressing various objects overhead. You could press a barbell, it could be a dumbbell, it could be a sandbag, it could be whatever. So like I feel like that prepares you for everyday life a lot better than a lot of other strength sports. So that's the other reason why I got into it as well.
Cool, bro. And originally you said you're from New York, right?
Yes, sir.
So you moved to Delaware. How old are you now?
Man, 37.
Okay. And you moved to Delaware at what age?
I believe I was 30, 31, 30. Yeah, it was either 30 or 31. Yeah, something like that. Yeah, I've been here for
And New
about 7.
York until 31, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So you New York for real. So you from New York City?
Right outside the city. So basically a small section of the Bronx called like Riverdale. So I spent my last years, in that area. Grew up in an area called Marble Hill Projects, which is kind of like down the hill from Riverdale. So, people that are from up in that area, like they know what I'm talking about. But it's literally
Right.
like projects right here, and then you go up the hill, and it's like you went through a portal. Like everything's cleaner, nicer. You know what I mean? So like that was always my goal. Was to be able to live up the hill. So I did that. Once I got to a certain point. And then, New York takes a toll on you, man. Like living in the city and everybody's just, I don't know, it's just it's so hectic. Everybody's just living on a treadmill. It feels like. So, at a certain point, I was like, man, I gotta get out of here. And I started visiting Delaware, and yeah, it's a lot quieter, and whatnot, but people are a hell of a lot nicer. You don't have a lot to complain about when you live in a beach town. So,
Bro,
eventually, I
people
was
in
like, I got.
Rehoboth are super nice.
Yeah, man. Yeah, it's totally different. Totally different.
They are super nice in Lewis and Rehoboth and Delaware. It's like Delaware beach people, like they're awesome.
Yeah, I couldn't complain, man.
Yeah, like they're chilling for the most part. That's a big change. So, we just moved here to Fort Lauderdale, and Miami's like 20 minutes away.
Mm-hmm.
And it's cool though, bro, because like I grew up at the beach. You know what I'm saying? Like I was at the beach for 16 years, and yeah, we'll go to Dover, visit Philly, but like I mean, I wasn't up at those places like that, really. I was down here, and so for me, it's really cool to like get back out around like a way more population dense area. But growing up in New York, like you got into the gym in your teenage years. Were you growing up like in a rough area?
Definitely. I mean, there's a lot worse places, than where I live, but I mean, it was definitely rough. You had to learn a lot at an early age. You had to keep your head on the swivel, and most importantly, you learn how to respect people, and you learn how to stay in your lane. So those are things that a lot of people I've noticed, who grew up in Delaware didn't learn. But that's what yeah, man. It's a
That's
different
funny as
world over
shit.
here. Yeah, it's a different world here, but yeah, it's like you learn a lot. It's
I
like,
think people in New York on the roads need to stay in their lane. Will
man, hey, New
I
York
think
driving,
the driving in Delaware is the best thing ever, bro. Compared to living here, and all these people down here now, they all from New York. That like the influx from New York, they're pouring into Miami, right? And Miami, obviously New York, Miami, LA, like all known for the worst drivers ever. So that, as much as I love being here, bro, like that is one thing. if I miss anything besides the people, of course, bro, I miss just like being able to just drive, bro, and not be like having to be so like, bro, just worrying about crazy ass shit on the road.
Dude, I don't know, man. I say Delaware drivers are the worst I've seen in a long time, man.
Really worse than New York?
Yeah, I mean, New York drivers aren't bad. They're just super aggressive, you know. So, like, if you're an aggressive driver, you're fine in the city. I don't think you got a lot of bad drivers there. You just got aggressive drivers. Here, we got straight up bad drivers, you know. It's like as soon as a snowflake hits the ground or a drop of rain hits, like people freak out. They don't know what's going on. And plus, the population is older, so it's a lot of people that probably shouldn't be behind the wheel, you know. So I don't know. I'll take New York driving 10 days out of 10, you know, versus here, you know.
Well,
Only difference
that
is
and I think
yeah.
there's a lot of distracted driving going on, bro.
Yeah.
I think distracted driving is like at an all-time high, and there's a lot of dumb stuff happening because of people looking at their phones and stuff.
Yeah,
But
man. Yeah.
but so cool. So like, did you use the gym? Like, I mean, because you weren't playing sports in high school. You weren't like my high school had a weightlifting team.
Mhm.
Were you on the weightlifting team in high school and you kind of used that to like?
Yeah, they had a weightlifting team, but no, I wasn't a part of it.
Okay.
Yeah, I just wanted to play. I wanted to play basketball. I went to All Hallows Academy in the Bronx, and that was like one of the top basketball high schools. It's like Catholic League
Oh
basketball,
wow.
huge deal. So I mean, I didn't end up making the team because I mean, competition was crazy, and you know, I played street ball. You know, didn't really
Right.
like playing in a system or anything like that. So, but anyway,
You
so you
probably
know,
got bunnies though, huh?
yeah, man, it was
Can you
fun,
dunk?
man. What's up?
Can you dunk?
Nah.
Nah.
I mean, I can get up there, but nah. Like, dude,
Okay.
it's been a minute, man. It's been a minute since I've been out there really playing like that. But yeah, you know, I started playing football because uh, my dad passed like my sophomore year of high school. My grandmother passed my senior year, and like I
Oh,
was in a like mental space, and you know, I needed some way to kind of get out my aggression, and whatnot. You know, so like playing football, you know, was my way to do that. So the school that I went to, like they didn't have a football team, so I played for a league that basically was set up for kids that went to school that didn't have teams. So played my senior year, and then played the year after that, and you know, I was at so it was probably 2 years that I played. But yeah, that was it was more of a mental thing for me. And then after that is when I got into CrossFit and you know started competing strongman.
cool, man. Um, so when was your last competition?
Year before last, I competed at Delaware Strongest. Yeah, I didn't do it last year. Honestly, I was training, and then I don't know what happened. Like I don't know. I feel like I just like slept wrong or something like that. But my back was not feeling too great. And I've never had any major injuries or anything like that, but it just wasn't feeling great. I probably could have competed, but there was no point in pushing it. You know, it's like I won
No.
7 already, and it's like if I wasn't feeling that, I wasn't feeling that. At this stage of the game, I don't have anything to prove. You know, like I'm gonna do it again this upcoming year, hopefully. April 20th is Delaware Strongest this for 2024. So I'll compete in that one. Eventually, I want to go back to nationals, compete on the national stage again, and you know do all that. But you know, I'm taking my time with it, man. Just focusing on business, honestly.
So how's your body though? Like besides, yeah, like your back's good now, right?
Yeah. It was weird. It was just honestly, I was doing warm ups one day, and I just had like 185 on the bar or something like that. This felt like a little twinge, you know. So honestly, it wasn't anything major, but I had probably like been slacking on doing my mobility work and all that, you know, leading up to the competition. So it was my own fault. You know, it wasn't like a catastrophic injury or anything like that, but I just wasn't feeling 100%. So, you know, if I'm not going to be 100% at this point, you know, I'm not even going to do it. So,
I think that shows a lot of maturity and it shows what a veteran you are, bro. Like to be able to just be like, you know what? Nah, like to not even play about that. Cause like, bro, like I hurt my back, bro, at like 21, dog. You know what I'm saying? And you're never the same.
yeah, exactly. And, you know, for a lot of people, like that's all they have is competing. You know, so like they go out there and they're willing to completely wreck themselves just to get a trophy and just to say that they won whatever. And it's like, all right, cool. You know, and half of these people don't even do this as a profession. You know, so it's like, all right, you hurt your back at a competition and now you're hobbling to your job. You know, as a manager at Walmart. You know, one day, like cool. You know what I mean? Like for me,
Yeah.
it's bigger than that. Like I started competing honestly as a way to just market myself, market my business. But once that kind of got to a certain level, it's like I could take my foot off the gas a little bit. I still train hard, I still do everything I need to do, and I can step out there, and that's why I still compete. Because I mean, I won my first one in 2012, and the last one I won was in 2022. So like I won 7 over a 10-year span, and like the other 3 years I just didn't compete. So like I like to step out there and still let people know I can still do it if I want to. But like my brain's in a different space right now. It's just building up my business, building up as many other people, behind me as I can, and just showing other people the way.
Yeah, I think that was a really good move for you. I think competition is important for everybody. I think everybody should experience some level of formal competition.
Yeah.
So they can be familiar with just like preparation, bro. You know what I mean? Opportunities are gonna show up, and you'll miss them if you're not ready. So I
Yeah.
think just like incorporating like regimented preparation into your life is a big takeaway from competing in, and especially like a sport like strongman. Like, dude, you're training hard for that. Or even a sport like, dude, even like even if you're doing like a bodybuilding show, bro, like
It requires
those
commitment. Yeah.
exactly, bro. And you gotta dial in and prepare. And also the fact that you were able to accomplish those titles and get recognized in such a big way, bro, like definitely giving massive authority and credibility to your brand, in building your brand. And now that you've done it up to this point and you're still like, yeah, we're gonna run some more, I feel good. Bro, that's lit. Congratulations. That's really awesome.
Thank you.
And yeah, and I also see what you're doing with your gym. Like, it looks like you guys are pretty busy over there, and you got competitors that you're working with and everything like that.
Yeah, we've been expanding a little bit. Like we added the boxing section, partnered up with John Glover. Because I kind of got into boxing. I don't even know. I want to say like maybe 3 years ago. I had dabbled, when I was in New York a little bit, but I didn't take it seriously or anything like that. It was just it was something else to do on my off days when I wasn't lifting, So I wasn't really focused on really like learning sport. But I decided a few years ago, like I wanted to take on a new challenge, and because you get to a certain point and like you stop challenging yourself, you stop pushing yourself, and to step in a completely unfamiliar arena and learn a brand new sport, at 30, it was what, 34, 35, something like that. Most people aren't willing to do that. So like that's what got me into it. And it's like the more I started doing it, seeing the benefits of it, mentally, my clients started seeing me do it, and they wanted to be a part of it. So we started expanding into that. So yeah, we offer strongman training, training for powerlifting, Olympic weightlifting, injury rehab, all that stuff. And now we got boxing. We offer ability classes, for people that want to come in and do like yoga type stuff, So we just been growing. We've been growing a lot the last few years.
Yo, I love the boxing program, bro.
Yeah, it's been great. We got the kids program and everything now too. So yeah, I think our youngest one is 5.
That's lit. That's
Yeah.
lit. Yeah, and I seen you been putting that work in, bro, and you looking dangerous, dog. So let me ask you, bro. I mean, as a competitor, bro, like, are you having that itch where you feel like that's something you might do in the future?
Well, yeah. I mean, at some point, honestly, I mean, I'm not gonna, push it and go crazy with it. Like I've already accomplished what I need to accomplish. As far as like my lane is concerned.
Right,
But
right.
not exactly like you said. When you're competitive, like that's the hard part. It's just kind of holding yourself back a little bit. It's like, all right, I don't need to start another career in a different sport at this stage of the game. And like again, I might get out there and do like 1 or 2, like amateur fights, just to see what it's really all about and really test myself, but I'm in no rush to do it. I'll tell you that, because like I said earlier, I got nothing to prove at this point. This is a mental thing for me, and it's more of just learning, and just finding another skill that I can share with other people. Because I meet so many people that have never even thrown a punch their entire lives, so like that's something that I believe everybody needs to do, and especially kids, like you need to learn how to handle yourself. Because when you don't know how to handle yourself, like that's when you fly off that's when you go crazy. You know, you start doing stuff that you wouldn't normally do. You know, somebody who can't really defend themselves with their own two hands, that's the person that's gonna go pick up a gun, go pick up a whatever, you know, pick up a knife or something like that. And I feel like the most respectful people I've ever met in my life have also been the most dangerous people, you know, because like you learn like what can really be done in a situation if it goes to that level. So you learn how to back off and control those things a little bit better, you know. So that's been the biggest lesson that, you know, we've tried to teach other people with that.
Absolutely. 100%. I'm with you on everything you just said. And like the cool thing, one of the things I really love about boxing and striking martial arts is that you can train alone and
Yeah.
get better by yourself.
Yep.
And you know, when you know how to work the heavy bag, you know how to shadow box, you got your fundamentals down, and you can just, you know, drink a Celsius and put your headphones on and
Yep.
kind of just swag it out and turn it into a whole calisthenic workout. And you're actually getting better at something while you work out.
Yep.
So like your shoulders are sore, but they're sore from punching correctly.
Yep.
You
Exactly.
know, your core is sore, but your core is sore from like doing drills of movements that are you know, boxing hip flexions basically, right?
Yeah.
And
Yep.
and twisting and things like that. Just like, you know, you're doing, even the workouts are mechanically based off the boxing moves. So when you're getting those, like just building up those new neural pathways, and then you can just variate the patterns, bro, and you can just like, you start putting everything together, bro, and it's a vibe, bro. It's a
Yeah.
vibe. And you know, you do some sparring, you know what I'm saying, and you good. You don't gotta
Yep.
go fight,
Exactly.
bro. You know what
Yeah,
I'm saying?
man.
Like, you don't gotta go compete. Like,
Yeah.
you know, go if you have competitive sparring on a Tuesday night, and next Tuesday, you know, competitive sparring's going on, and you want to go back again, and you keep wanting to go back every Tuesday, it's Tuesday again, you want to go get that popping, you know what I'm saying? Go.
Yeah.
If you do that for 12 weeks because you want to, because you like it like that, then naturally the next thing's gonna happen. You know what I'm saying? But I can tell you, for me, if I do that for about 12 weeks, bro, I'm good for a while, bro.
Yeah.
I'm cool, bro. I'm about to go back to the gym and just work out. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not, I did that to kind of, I'm good. You know what I mean? Like, I got enough usually. And I usually rock like that. Like, I'll do little seasons and be like, all right, like, we're going to do like 12 weeks every week. We're going to go get some
Yeah.
real
You gotta
rounds.
have some versatility with it. Yeah. You're doing stuff for different reasons.
Yeah. Yeah. But it's also like, you know, I can test what I've been working on. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
I can get videos so I can see what I'm messing up live on, and I can see when I'm doing good. What you know? So it's like you can get you can collect data.
Yep.
You know what
Exactly.
I'm
Yep.
saying? Collect some data on yourself live in that scenario, and that's kind of what I do, bro. You know, because like we're like, oh, you compete, like, man, bro, I don't know how I'm gonna wake up feeling that day, bro. My body not set up like that. I
Yeah.
got,
Yep.
I got a lot of issues, bro. You know what I'm
That's the
saying?
mileage.
Yeah, bro, I got a lot of stuff going on. So, you know, yeah, I could be good. You catch me in the gym and I'm warmed up and hot and running, and my energy's up, you know what I'm saying? And they like right now, you know what I mean? But bro, I get home, washed up, cooled down, man.
Yep.
I don't want no parts of nothing, bro.
Yeah.
I had my day already, bro.
I hear
I'm
you.
trying to get some money, bro. You know what I'm saying? I'm 33 years old. So but I do obviously have like the highest respect for athletes, period, in general, and especially combat athletes, bro.
Sure.
You know,
Yep.
I don't watch any other sports. You know, I watch boxing, mixed martial arts, flow wrestling, flow grappling.
Mhm.
I watch one because they have a really high level like Muay Thai fights and kickboxing fights over there, and jiu-jitsu fights too. One's really cool. You watch MMA?
No, I know I never really got into it too much. I mean, to be honest with you, like I mean, I watch boxing, but yeah, never really got into MMA too much.
Yeah, MMA is really cool. Like jujitsu is really cool too, because it's something that's sustainable over time. That's
Mm,
like real cerebral for your brain.
yeah,
It's real complex. There's a lot of sequences, and it's like technical attachments. You know what I'm saying? Like managing like and the striking you at that more dynamic range, but in grappling you're like more concentric. So there's like these little squiggles that happen. You know what I'm saying? Like in boxing, they'll do little feints, and like grappling, you do like little tiny like bumps and pushes and pulls and stuff like that. And you time that stuff, and people just get light, bro. It's sick.
yeah.
It's
Yeah, there's a
sick.
few guys here that are there's a few guys here that are really into it, and actually one of the guys that I spar with on a regular, like he's big into jujitsu. So yeah,
Oh,
so
what's his
this
name?
Yorgos, he goes to Infinity,
Oh, does he?
Northwest in Berlin.
I
Yeah,
love Infinity. You ever been over there?
no, I haven't been.
I'm gonna get Mike Otwell on here. That's my boy. Dude, Mike Otwell is the owner and head coach at Infinity, and he is
Okay,
the man.
got you. Okay,
Yeah. That dude's
yeah,
like the
yeah.
best. That dude's like top bet, like, if not the, like, bro, like, dude, Mike Otwell is that dude, bro. Like, he's one of the top MMA fighters on the Eastern Shore, like, for real.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's the thing too, is like, just being around like the best at whoever, whoever's the best at whatever, discipline it is, those are the people I like to train with, those are the people I like to learn from, people I
Yeah.
like to listen to, watch, you know what I mean? So I'll definitely look into him.
Yeah, and they, they'll like boss with you over there and stuff too. They got mats and stuff. So
Cool.
it's cool. Yeah, I love that place, Infinity, man. Infinity's an awesome spot. You should definitely should ride out, check them out sometime. So the guy trains at Infinity, and then he strength trains with you.
No, we boxed. He wanted to get better at boxing because he said there's a dude
Oh,
at
he's
the gym that
boxing
said,
with
like,
you,
fuck, yeah,
and he
yeah,
trains at Infinity. Okay, okay.
yeah,
Got you.
yeah. I mean, he lifts here too. Yeah, he lifts weights here, but yeah,
Yeah.
we spar like he actually just twisted his knee up. He's about to have surgery next week, but
Wow.
yeah, so we were, generally training, like twice a week, doing some sparring work,
Was he
so he
big?
striking. Here goes. I'm trying to think what weight class he was in. I honestly don't remember, but probably about like 5'9", 5'10", 170, 160,
Okay, okay.
170.
What's your weight right now?
I usually float around about like 205, so I'm
Yeah.
probably around there right now. Yeah, because
Oh,
I
so
used to
you
walk around
compete
with
what you
weight.
walk around at, huh?
Yeah, exactly. Because I used to walk
But
around at about like 215, almost 220 sometimes, and then I had to cut weight and all that. And then, like I'd rather be able to just cruise in the competition week, not have to really do too much. Like I can just easily drop 5 pounds of just water weight, a couple of days before the competition and eat normally and everything, and not really have to worry about dieting and doing all that stuff. Yeah, so I try to stay competition weight year round.
and you get to just be that guy year round too. Like you
Yeah,
don't
you
gotta
get
go up or down and none of that. You get to just be that guy
yeah,
24/7 too.
yeah, exactly. You
That's
get used to
lit.
just training at that weight. Yeah.
Cool. Um, so you got a few sparring partners?
Yeah, so there's the people that that want to take it a little bit more seriously, the ones that come here, because our program is really just based on just fundamentals, just teaching everybody the absolute basics, drilling fundamentals, and we try to make it as fun as possible, but I've seen a lot of places where like they just put the gloves on people and just tell them to go punch stuff so they get sweaty, and that's not our thing, So if
Yeah,
you're gonna
we know there's a
somebody
lot of those places.
yeah, if we're gonna teach somebody something, want to teach it the right way,
Yeah.
So like down in Florida, I have a coach down there as well, So like I said, I train with John Glover up here, but I got a coach down in Naples that I train with, Billy Lyle. He owns Sweet Science boxing down there. He's got 3 locations actually, but he's a former pro fighter. He had the 37 fights nationally and internationally, so he's definitely legit. So I go down there, train with him a little bit, and come back up here and, just kind of deepen in my tool bag, so I can start teaching, our fundamentals classes. Like obviously John's the man here, so like I basically just, follow suit, but, with our beginners that are coming in who have never done any of this stuff a day in their lives, like work with them on their footwork, work with them just on their stance and, just like basic stuff, and then, he kind of takes it from there. But yeah, the ones that really want to like push it a little bit further, like John's been sending a couple people up to Dover, up to Dog Pound, I believe. And then, the ones that don't necessarily want to compete, but they want to, spar a little bit. We have a handful, that we meet usually Saturdays and maybe like Wednesday, whenever everybody's around, and we do some light sparring just to kind of practice all the stuff. We've been training.
So is he sending them up to Dog Pound?
Yeah, I believe. I haven't met him yet, but he always says the dude's name is Dwayne. Guy that runs it up there.
Cool. So Dog Pound is the original gym under Bernard, and that's where like we all from that.
Got you.
Then Coach D started OB boxing, right?
Okay, all right. So then it's that spot. Right?
They going crazy up there, bro.
Okay.
They going so crazy up there. Oh my God, bro! Like they're crushing right now. That team.
Yeah. So then that's where it was. So it's not Dog Pound. Yeah, my bad. I misspoke on that. Yeah, I'm not familiar with everybody up there. I just know he's spoken to both of them. So
I'm gonna get those guys to tap in. So be on the lookout for those, bro, because those guys just competed in the Olympic qualifying team.
Heard about that.
Yeah, and it's not Carlos's first time. I think it's Isaiah's first time. Izzy, I think, is taking his third pro fight, and Mike Scott just had a pro fight. Mike Crane still fighting pro, but love them all. But the young bulls are going off. You know what I'm saying? And Izzy's going off, bro. Izzy's going off too. You know what I'm saying? But the young bulls just most recently went off, though. That's why I'm like hype on them right now. You know what I'm saying? I'm hype on them. And Los beat, I think, the #1 ranked in the world, in the country. And Isaiah, he's ranked #3 in the country right now at his weight. I think he's 135. And I think Carlos fought at 155. And I've been knowing them for a minute. You know what I'm saying? I've been knowing from them for a minute. They done both whooped my ass. I don't know how many times. You know what I'm saying? And yeah. You ain't been up there, huh?
No, I haven't been up there.
Up there. You got to go up there, bro. Go up there. Get a private with Coach D. Go up there. Get a private with Coach D, bro. For sure.
Yeah, I'll put that on the list.
For sure. You know what I'm saying? And I know John's the man, you know what I'm saying? But I'm sure he would be like, yeah, you know what I mean? I'm like, who doesn't want a private with that guy?
Yeah, he always tells me, he wants to line up something so we can go up there and honestly take a few of our people here that are, like I said, serious about it, going up there, and even if it's just like once every couple weeks or something like that, just to get some time in up there. So yeah, so he tells me about
Delaware on the map, bro.
What's up?
They putting Delaware on the map in boxing right now.
I mean, hey, it's about time, like somebody's got to start putting people in Delaware on the map, and that's what we've been, trying to do with, with in our individual sports, with strongman, powerlifting, Olympic weightlifting, and all that. Like we literally just had the first Olympic weightlifting meet in the state of Delaware here, I want to say a month ago. So yeah, man. And that was the thing about moving down here. It's just like everything just kind of seemed like it was way behind, So
oh my goodness, I'm telling you,
people that are doing stuff on a major level down here, no matter what sport it is.
I moved there in 2005 from Orlando, Florida, and it was like going back in time. My high school,
2005,
bro. My high school in Orlando had 4,200 students. I got to Cape Henlopen High School. They had 1,200 students, bro.
Wow.
Bro, didn't even have a Panera Bread or a Chick-fil-A, bro, back then. You know what I'm saying? And and so, are you starting to feel like you kind of? I mean, you've been what, 7 years now?
Yeah, about 7. Yeah, 7.
So you feeling like, okay, this I'm from New York, but I'm from Delaware too a little bit now, right?
Yeah, I mean, dude, being in Delaware definitely changed the game in a lot of ways for me. So it's like I'm very thankful to be here, and like I don't regret moving here at all. Like this was, it was the best move I could have made in my life, coming down here. So, it's like I plan to stay here for a little bit. I'll probably be joining you down in Florida sooner than later. But
Let's
yeah,
go.
like yeah, I mean I love it here, man. Like it's been great.
I love I love it there, bro. I just I mean, you know what? Here's the truth. It's just cold as fuck up there. That's really honestly. If it wasn't like,
Yeah.
I still like how big it is down here for now, but like when I get older, I could see me wanting to go back to Delaware, except it's cold as fuck.
Yeah, I mean that
You know what I'm
part too.
saying?
I mean, but hey, I was just there. I was just down in Florida. It was cold down there too. I mean, comparison, to what it usually is every time I'm down there. But yeah, I think it hit like a high of like 68 a few days I was down there. So, but yeah,
Where'd you
not
go?
here. What's up?
Where were you at?
Naples.
Okay, that's West Coast.
Yeah, it's on the Gulf side. Yeah,
Is it like midway down?
so it's about 45 minutes south of Fort Myers.
Okay, okay. Um, okay. Yeah, I mean, it's probably pretty easy. Down here, bro, it's like obviously it's hot in the summer, but the
Yeah,
rest of the whole year, bro, I mean, it might be cold for like maybe a week or 10 days or something, bro.
yeah,
Like
yeah.
right now, I could go outside in a shorts and a t-shirt, and it's probably 70 right now.
Nice. Yeah,
And it's
yeah,
every
man.
day like that, bro. It's just nice. It's like a flat
Yeah.
70. You
Just
know what I'm
even.
saying?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
I mean, I love it down there. It's just big. It's a bigger area. You know what I mean? You got more opportunity. To meet people in different circles or whatnot when you're in a bigger spot. So, that's the only gripe about Delaware I have is just that it's so small and like you get people that are just like locked into a certain mindset because that's all they know. Down here. And when you got real big plans and you got real big things that you're thinking about, there's very few people that are on that same level and that can kind of relate to it. So you end up, which is a good and a bad thing. It's just more for you. If you execute, you get it done. But it's hard to build a team. Down here, and it's hard to find like a real tribe of people that are on the same like level. Like when you really start trying to level up in life. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I feel like it can kind of, I don't know, get a little bit monopolized by people that have already been there for a while
Yeah,
because it's small. I think that's a common thing in smaller population areas. And for me, that was like, besides it's beautiful here and stuff, yeah, bro, like I wanted to keep growing. And I'm like, I'm not really, I know everybody, you know what I'm saying? And even like, think about Dubai, bro. You know how
hmm
rich they are out there? Like bro, it's just crazy, bro.
yeah.
How
Rich
much?
isn't even a word for what they
Right, it's
are
not
out
even a word. So
there.
like, I'm not going to Dubai, you know what I
Yeah,
mean? But I can go to Miami though. You know what I'm saying? It's like good still. You feel me?
yeah,
And come out here and get busy and that's what I've been doing out here. And I'm loving it. So would you go to Naples?
yeah. I love it over there. I mean, it's an older population for the most part, but like it's super quiet. It's chill. It's honestly very much like Rehoboth, just bigger. There's more people to meet, more things to do. And there's more than one way in and one way out of town. So like that's the thing that kills me about being down here. It's just like you literally got Route 1, and that's it. So like up there, down there. There's different ways, to get to other sides of town. There's a lot more, to explore, different parks to explore, and just like just simple stuff. Like we got the Cape Henlopen State Park, like that's it down here. Like you got one option. So it's a very similar area, just a lot bigger and uh, yeah, more to do. So so that'll be it. Yeah, I'll probably hang out down there. That'll be the next stop for sure.
Boca is like more, I think, older up in Boca. And then Miami, you got like all the young people, right?
Yeah.
And then in between Boca and Miami is like like, so I'm in Fort Lauderdale, but I'm like right on the border of Fort Lauderdale and Hollywood. So,
Okay.
North Miami's 20 minutes, 20 minutes, Sunny Isles 20 minutes. And then like, what is it? Yeah, Boca's like an hour.
Okay.
Um, and but you can go inland some too, and you have extensions. But from Miami all the way up to like Boca, bro, it's just like one giant never-ending city, bro.
Yeah. I went to Miami a couple of times. Well, a couple of times ago that I was down there. So, I mean, maybe like because I try to get down there like every like 6 weeks at this point. 6 to 8 weeks, just kind of get out the area. Because you go other places and it's like your brain starts firing a little bit different too. Because around this area, you see the same thing every day. You see the same people. You know everybody. And then when you get somewhere else, you're like, all right, damn, I didn't really think about it that way. You start, seeing stuff from a different perspective, and so I like to get out again as frequently as I can. But anyway, probably like 2 trips ago, yeah, we went out to Miami and took a look around. I don't know, man. I guess I'm just getting old. Like, Miami wasn't really my speed. It was cool and all for a day, but yeah, like I don't really see myself going back out there too frequently.
I feel that. I thought I wanted to live out there, and we got down here, and I was like, definitely don't want to live here.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
So we came up.
New York.
Yeah, exactly. So we just came up a little bit more. Fort Lauderdale's like perfect pace.
Yeah.
And downtown's like I could see the city skyline from like my rooftop. Like it's cool. And then Hollywood's right there. Hard Rock Casino's right there. So I can scoot around any which way. Which is clutch. And then the airport's right across the street too, which I love, bro, because living in Delaware, 2 hour drive to the airport, bro. If you had to
now they got those flights out of Wilmington now, so it's about an hour drive. Yeah.
Oh, they have an airport now?
Yeah, they started that. Airline Avello started flying out of there, so like they got flights down to Fort Myers. I'm pretty sure there's one to Fort Lauderdale too. Fort Myers, Fort Lauderdale,
wow,
Miami, and I want to say Orlando. And then they got flights going to other spots. Those are the ones that are going year round. The other ones are like seasonal, but they got them to Nashville. They got to Savannah, Georgia. They added a few other spots too. So I mean, yeah, and it's cheap too, and it's a good airline. Like I haven't had any issues. That's what I fly down on every time. So yeah, but I feel you. If you want to fly anywhere else, yeah, you got to go to Philly, DC, wherever. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But Florida, yeah, man. Yeah, look into that for sure. Like it's an hour drive from the beach.
That's cool. Yeah, because I when in long term for me, bro, I would like to have property in Delaware. You know what I mean? Like I'd like to have a place here, a place in Delaware.
Yep.
Plus, there's real estate opportunities in Delaware too.
Yeah,
for sure, which I know about because I'm from there. Like people down here don't even know where Delaware is. You know what I'm saying? Like I know that there's there's opportunities in Delaware with the real estate game. One of my clients, Andrew Bryan, he owns Bryan Realty Group, and he's like the second biggest group in the state, I think. It might be the first now. I don't know. But last time I talked to him, he said he grew a lot, and I hadn't talked to him in a few years. And just I had a few questions, and I should try to get him on, huh? Talk about some real estate.
Yeah, for real.
You so did you buy a house here? Or you renting or in Delaware?
So actually, one of my clients has a spot down in Naples that I stay at. Because her and her family, like they go down there maybe once a year. So she had been telling me about Naples for a long time, for years, and then I was like, all right, I'll go check this place out. And then I went down there, and I was like, man, now I know why she talks about it so much. So I haven't bought anything down there yet, but that's part of the plan in the next couple of years. Just taking my time and just I want to find something in a specific area, about 10 minutes from the downtown area, and so I'm just keeping my eyes open and just seeing what pops up, and I'm in no rush to do it though.
True, bro. So what's we're coming into a new year, man. You got any goals for this year?
Oh man, I mean, honestly, just keep maximizing everything we're already doing here, because like I got like I said, we got the boxing program. I want to continue to see that grow. Obviously we got like the weightlifting gym, part owner of our e-bike rental business. So I want to grow that, this upcoming season.
Nice.
And yeah, man, that's really it. Just continue to grow, the things I already kind of got my hands in, and, just focus on that, because I know a lot of times, people start reaching out, branching out too far, and just like instead of focusing on what they already built, and just putting more momentum behind things that they already built. So that's where I'm at right now, man. Just just staying to myself and, taking care of the people around me and, just continuing to have fun with everything, man. You never know when your time is up, so you got to make the most of every day that you got. And that's where I'm at. That's pretty much it.
Man, I feel that, bro. Definitely one day at a time and just waking up every day with extreme gratitude, man. And
Exactly. Being grateful, man.
yeah, staying focused on what I can do, which is a lot of shit.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly, man. People wake up and they just so focused on what they can't do, instead of just looking at like, damn, there's a million things that I can do if I just stand up and look myself in the mirror, look myself in the eye and say, all right, this is what I want to accomplish. Like, you'd be surprised, man. But, that might require you to move, that might require you to, do some things that can make you uncomfortable for a little bit. But, like that's the thing. I think so many people just get locked into their comfort zone, like, getting up and moving at, you just moved down to Florida and you see 33, right? A lot of people ain't trying to relocate at 33. They're not trying to relocate or, do anything at any age, like they get where they at, they with it and they're just like, all right, yeah, my job sucks. I don't like, who I'm married to. I don't like this, that, and the third, but they don't do anything about it, and like, so yeah, man, like you gotta get up and make moves, man.
Yeah, bro. I think like softest generation ever, huh?
Yeah. Yeah, you can say that again, man.
I mean, it's messed up though, but it's like it's the reason, okay, softest generation. I mean, kind of though, yeah, but it's like I think one of the reasons for that is just instant gratification has never been more instant than it is today.
Yeah, man.
And that makes for soft ass people, bro. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Yeah.
And when you don't deny yourself access to instant gratification and you just maxing out that Instagram and you maxing out, you just maxing out every little instant thing you can get to get some chemical shooting off in your brain, bro.
Yeah, that dopamine
that you didn't earn. You know what I'm saying? It's just like easy access. Yeah, you're gonna be dealing with a bunch of soft, sensitive ass people, bro. As soon as something that they don't like gets in their vibe, you know what I mean? They're like having a whole episode and shit.
Yeah, and that's what keeps people from actually, pushing forward through anything. As soon as anything gets tough, they're like, "Nah, I'm good. I'll just keep going to this job that I hate. I'll keep doing this nonsense that I don't like doing, because they don't want to stick it out and, actually be uncomfortable. It's like they want something to work immediately, and if it doesn't, then that's that. It's like for me, like building my business, like this was where I started. This is probably like a 12-year process, getting to the point where, I'm comfortable, it's like I can take care of things I need to take care of my mom, like everything else, like that was a 12-year process. People ain't willing to do 12 days, let alone 12 months, forget about 12 years, but it's like, the more time you put into it, the harder it is for you to give up on it too. You know what I mean? It's like, nah, I've been putting work in for a long time, so I'll be damned if anybody's gonna take anything from me, it's like whether that's competition wise or anything, it's like you gotta put effort in, and the people that don't do that, that's why they're quick to give up. It's like, well, I didn't really invest anything in this, so it's whatever, on to the next thing, and just keeps, spiraling. And then before they know it, they wake up and they're 40, 45, 50, and they're just like, damn, like what did I do with my life,
Yeah, I think entrepreneurship isn't for everyone. And what would you but for the people that do want to, escape and break through, what were like the biggest things you had to overcome in your entrepreneur journey and growing your business, especially like the fitness industry is super competitive. So again, back to you, like creating that authority through strongman competitions. But even still, bro, like, there's people that on paper, but then they can't connect. You know what I'm saying? They can't connect and they can't relate and they can't put an offer together, even though they have something valuable.
Yeah.
They can't get people to see it. You know what I'm saying? So like, what would you say, like, in the 12-year time, what you went through and then growing, a successful business in a competitive industry like you have today? What would like your like if you knew then what you would know now, you know what I'm saying?
I mean, honestly, it's just a matter of timing, and staying true to what it is that you believe in doing, because a lot of times, when people just put the focus on money, they start just jumping from thing to thing. It's like they want to do stuff a certain way and they know this is the right way to go, but they're like, all right, the money's over here, or they think the money's over there. So then they start making decisions that compromise their integrity. And then long term, like they crumble, because, you know, people do business with people that they like and, that they trust, so like if you start off doing things a certain way and you stay genuine with that and people know that you have their best interest at heart and you're good at what you do, like it's only a matter of time before everything catches on, so I would say overall the hardest part is just staying true to your vision, and 9 times out of 10 that's a vision that only you can see, like you can tell people like, yo, I know I'm doing things the right way, but everybody else can't see it at that particular moment. You got to be willing to stay there and hold your ground for however long it takes, for things to turn around, so that's honestly what happened with me. um it's like I knew I wanted to do things a certain way, like I worked at New York Sports Club, Bally's, all those type of places when I first got into the industry. And, working at a commercial gym, they don't care if you got the same clients month to month. They all they care about is if you hit your budget, you know what I mean? So that's not a way to operate your business in the outside world, though. Like you have to put the people first and you got to really build relationships with everybody, so like that's the number one thing, is just staying true to what it is that you're doing and being genuine with what you do. Because like there's never going to be a time where somebody can point at me and be like, oh, he's a fraud, it's like, nah, I put my work in, like I learn from the best coaches, I invest my money back into my education, so like I know that I can deliver a certain level of service to any client that comes to me, and the same thing with the team that I have working with me too. You know what I mean? So like that's the number one thing, as far as just an entrepreneur in general. Just staying true to your vision, making sure that you put every dime that you can into your education. You surround yourself with the best people, and you'll be fine. And then as far as like the fitness industry specifically, um, like you got so many people that just make noise, like it's easy to get on Instagram and, pay for sponsored ads and do all this stuff and oil yourself up and take, selfies and look at the perfect lighting and whatnot. But, I tell everybody, if you're looking to get into this industry, you got to create a lane for yourself and really do well in that lane. It's like, I don't care if you run the Spartan races. All right, be the best at that, and if you're not even the best in the world, still be the best in your town, be the best in your city, like start somewhere, so like when people finish sorting through all the stuff, all the fluff and the nonsense, they're like, all right, this person has been consistent for X amount of years, like they really know what they're doing, so like that's how you build real credibility, in my opinion, when it comes to the fitness industry specifically, because there's gonna be a million people that look like you, but how many people got the same resume, you know what I mean? So like that's the difference there.
I think it is really important to, like, for you went into strongman, but I think a lot of trainers are really passionate about fitness, bro, and they just get stuck in those LA fitnesses, bro, and they get stuck in these shitty deals with these box gyms, and they're scared to leave, and maybe they try and they they just get stuck in there, and they just end up leaving one box gym to go to another box gym. Box gyms for personal trainers, unless you are a new trainer, like you're new, like you're afraid, you just got your cert, you trying to get a job as a trainer, unless you're that one. But for people that have been doing it even for like 2 years, bro, people get trapped in there, and it's not a good deal for people even with 2 years or more experience. It's not a good deal. Trainers are getting ripped off by these box gyms, and they're not getting what they could get. You know what I'm saying? And sorry, one sec.
Yeah, no problem.
All right, I'm gonna just turn it off because I have my headset on and it's just like in my thing.
Yo, what's up, bro?
Yo, let me call you back, bro. All right. They get stuck, right?
Yeah.
And it's like they're passionate about being a trainer, right? Like how many trainers you know, bro? Most trainers I know, most, because you got some really messy ones out there too. Okay. But most of them I know, bro, they are nerds, bro. They're so into it, bro. They're so
Yeah.
proud of their job. They just love the identity. Like they love what they do, most of them. And I'm me, you know what I'm saying? Like me too, bro. Like I love being a trainer. Like I would, bro, no matter how much money I make, I will always participate at some level in uh fitness, martial arts. You know what I'm
Yep.
saying? Like whether that's being in the class, helping out a class, running a class, helping friends, family, putting content out, how getting trained. You know what I mean? Like getting sessions from a coach. Like I'm always gonna be a student and teacher in that for forever, bro, because I love it, and it's a lot of people like that, and I'm fortunate enough, right, that I don't know, bro. I don't know. Like, I feel like anyone could do what I did. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Anyone could do what you did too, right? And I don't even have really like a lot of accomplishments. You know what I'm saying? Like, but like on paper, right? But bro, I put that work in. You know what I'm saying? I put that work in. So in person, it's like I'm official. You know what I'm saying? Like nobody's asking me, hey, you got your ISSA cert? Bro, nobody gives a fuck about that. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Exactly.
Like, bro, like, yeah, I got one. I got one. Actually, I do got one. Oh, how about that? I got one, right? But that shit don't matter, bro. You know what I'm saying? What matters is I got 2024. I started in 2013. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? I'm about to be 11 years putting that work in. You
Yeah.
feel me? And uh that's it. So I know my value, bro. You feel
Yeah.
me? And then the age, I know like I have my own stuff going in Delaware too, but it's like you gotta, I don't know, bro. Like you gotta see it. Like, why wouldn't you want when what you know your clients are paying that gym? $90 an hour, right?
Yeah.
Why wouldn't you go get that?
Bro, it drives me crazy down
Why
here because
wouldn't you go keep the whole thing, dog?
I mean, because that requires some confidence. And then, bro, I put it out there because I mean, we allow independent trainers to come in here, and it's like we're not even hitting anybody over the head. You know, it's like I reached out to a bunch of people. You know, I'm not gonna throw any names out there because I don't want to get them in any trouble. You know,
I
where
would
they
have
at
been
right
there
now.
if
But
I'd have known that. I would have been there. I would have
bro,
been there. If I would have been living there.
that's how I got started. You know, really like started doing my own thing. Because again, I worked at New York Sports Club, Bally's, all that, and you know, I used it for what it was worth. At that time, they were paying for your certifications and all that. So I'm like, all right, bet. You know, so I'm gonna go there, get the certifications. You know, from them, I'm gonna meet some clients, learn what to do, what not to do, and then I started taking my clients to like those independent training studios where you could pay like $15 an hour, $20 an hour, or whatnot, and charge your clients whatever you charge them. So same thing you were saying. You know, they were paying 90 at the gym, and I was only getting like 30 of that, if that. You know, like all right, cool. You know what? We'll
Even
meet somewhere in the
50,
middle.
it's a
Yeah,
ripoff. I
yeah.
should
I
be
was like, you know
getting,
what? Let's meet somewhere in the middle. Yeah.
yeah. Yeah,
So,
bro. It should be 80%, bro.
bro,
Because
I
guess
throw it
what?
up there.
It should be 80%. It should be 80-20 because bro, without me, you don't have training department.
Yeah, yeah,
There,
yeah,
you don't offer training.
yeah,
If me and all these trainers went and just started training gym only, all the people that came to the gym that wanted a trainer, but you like trainers, like obviously they'd never start a union, right?
yeah,
But bro, the truth is this: personal trainer at a box gym is an entry level job, bro. At this
yeah.
point, with inflation,
100%.
entry level job. You might as well go do whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah,
you might as well go do anything, unless, like I said, you're gonna go in there, you're gonna learn the business. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna learn how it works, which it's an easy ass business, right? Um, I guess for
yeah,
everyone, it's not easy though, right? Like how many trainers like because it's two parts, right? You have the value, high quality training.
yep,
It's getting people to see the value.
yeah,
So unless you have someone who's good at getting people to see your value for you, then you have to get them to see it. You have to get them to give you the chance to show them, right? So you got to get first level commitment. I mean, and that's a whole separate game that people,
Yeah, I mean,
a lot of them, they don't really get that shit, bro.
and that requires an investment that a lot of people just don't want to make, because, I can tell you, a real quick story with a situation that happened like years ago. We ran because we run certifications at our gym all the time. Like we ran like a USA weightlifting certification at our gym. So anybody in the area who's interested in becoming a USA weightlifting coach, they can come to our gym and get the certification. So I remember a particular trainer at the time, didn't think it was worth it to pay $500 for a certification. And meanwhile, one of her clients ended up wanting to learn Olympic weightlifting. So that what happened? They went to another coach, so like she lost a client that was worth probably $6,000 a year, but she didn't want to spend $500. You know what I mean? And like that's the mindset of a lot of people. It's like they're not willing to put the money in. It's like, I'm sure you're familiar with Joe DeFranco, but it's like, I go to his certifications, anything he puts out, like I consume that material, like I reach out every so often and do like coaching consultations, like a coaching consultation with Joe DeFranco is like $350 at this point, but so it's like, if I'm spending $350 to learn from somebody and I'm going wherever, up to North Jersey, and I'm going wherever, learn from my coaches, like, yeah, I'm going to come with a certain price point, but I'm saving my clients, all that time and effort, they would have to go and get the research, first of all, they got to find out where to look anyway. You know what I mean? It's like, once they find out where to look, then they got to put the time and the effort in, so it's like, I'm doing all that work for them, and I'm, working with the most credible people I can surround myself with, but again, a lot of coaches don't look at it that way. They try to do the bare minimum. Yeah, they're passionate about fitness, but they still have that mindset of just doing the bare minimum. So like, that's why they get stuck at those places, because like, in order for you to branch out on your own, it's like, you gotta really, really make some major investments. And, for some people, like, they're just not willing to do that. That's just what I've seen personally.
I agree. I agree. And man, I wish, I don't know. Cause it just like makes me think, man, like, cause you see it online already is why it makes me think, right? Cause I'm like, oh man, like makes me want to just put together a program, be like, yo, like you want to break free? Like this is how you do it. You know what I'm saying? But we see ads like that all the time. And I have not, for example, are you familiar with and this is online, not in person, because they have programs where they're offering to help you escape being stuck in a box gym to you're still in person, but it's your shit. But are you familiar with Brandon Carter?
I've heard the name.
High ticket trainer.
Yeah, I've heard the name. Yeah, I'm not familiar with the program though, but yeah,
it's like online personal training, and they it's like 8 bands for it, and definitely not worth 8 bands, probably worth like 2. You know what I'm saying? But if it's only worth 2 bands, then how much work is that on my own that's worth 2 bands?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like probably not a lot, probably like 10 hours, right?
Yeah.
So I'd rather pay myself 2 bands for 10 hours to go learn that shit by myself with research and AI and shit. Which is another thing, man. Like, I think people don't realize market research either. You know what I'm saying? Like, people don't know shit about sales and marketing, bro. And it's like they're just passionate about training, and they're like, maybe they sell good at the gym because all they got to do is go over the fucking script, and traffic just walks in, and people, you know what I mean? And you just follow the script, and you're like, I'm a great salesman. And it's like,
nah, that was handed to you.
yeah. And how many of those people, like, here's the thing, and maybe you even are a great salesman, but you're not getting people to come into the door. LA Fitness is, or Crunch is, or whatever the brand of the gym is, whatever the franchise is, they're the ones marketing to get people into the door. So like, people are like, trainers, like, even for the ones that are comfortable with the selling aspect, it's like, you just got to get a little marketing going, and you can get it popping.
That's why they justify, taking like 70% of your money though, because they know they're putting in, the work to advertise for you, because they know 9 times out of 10 people they don't want to do it themselves, So it's like, that's the trade-off there. It's like, staying at one of these box gyms where they're literally doing everything for you, spoon feeding you, and all you got to do is show up for the session, And if that client doesn't, you know, you don't have that client again next month, all right, they got a new one for you, you know. So it's I don't know, people just like they trade their soul for convenience, you know, at that point. And they just get used to it, you know, and just being in that system. They don't have to go fish for themselves, you know, they don't have to learn any skills on their own, you know, and it's just it's very enticing for a lot of people to just it's just like everybody else who just works a regular 9 to 5, you know. There's no, you know, disrespect for everybody, you know, who does that. And
Yeah.
so
But they're the same ones
know,
that turn around and like really complain about inflation, right? And it's
yeah,
like, bro, like, listen, bro, like I feel inflation, bro. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? But what am I gonna do about it? Other than, bro, I guess I got to make more money. You know what I'm saying? I guess I got to
yeah,
figure out a way. And you know, and I feel the frustration because it is frustrating. But like, how much time am I gonna spend feeling frustrated instead of like,
exactly.
bro, like, what am I gonna do to solve it? Like, what are you gonna do about it? You know what I'm saying? Like, you
So
gonna wait for them, or you gonna wait for price to go back down? Like, is that what you're gonna do? Like, what are you gonna do in the meantime, bro? Like, you
no,
just
they're
gonna
gonna
keep
vote for
living
the
like
right
this?
person, right?
Yeah. So, you know, and people like, I can't just, you know, work 40 hours a week or 50 hours a week. I gotta go drop ship on Amazon and gotta go do this and I gotta go
Yeah,
do that. And it's like, well, bro, it sounds like you gotta do whatever you gotta do so that you
yeah,
don't gotta feel like this to me, bro.
yeah,
And wouldn't you do that for yourself? You know what I'm saying? Wouldn't you do that for your family? You're just gonna sit and be salty, you know what I'm saying? And it's just like I think, bro, like a lot of people just are not having mentorship. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
They're not those people that we're talking about, they're just hanging out with each other, bro. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? And it's rare that, you know, someone from a more hyper level enters into that circle and brings that that zesty, you know what I'm saying, and gets people a little riled up to where it's like, yo, um it ain't even got to be like that. You know what I'm saying? Y'all know y'all
yeah,
can, but they're not gonna stick around for long either. You know,
yeah.
they're not gonna stick around if y'all being like that. If y'all not trying to come up like that, that's gonna go bounce where the rest is too.
Yeah, you know, 'cause the thing is, you know, like I believe everybody on this planet has a talent. Everybody has something that they can grow into something for themselves. You know, like they can manifest like something way bigger than what they could even imagine. Like if they just put some time and some effort and some passion behind it, you know. So like every time I meet somebody that's like, oh yeah, you know, like I gotta go work a second job, you know, to, you know, make ends meet or whatever the situation is, but they're thinking about taking a second job, getting paid 15, 20 bucks an hour. I'm like, just do the math on that, right? You can't tell me that you don't have a skill that you can monetize and that you don't have anything that you know that you are an expert in. I don't care if you know, I don't care if you know about rocks, you know what I mean? Like there's some way you can monetize your knowledge of rocks to make at least 50, 60
Side
hours.
hustle, bro. Start with the
Yeah,
side hustle, bro,
yeah,
and nurture the side hustle. You know what I'm saying?
exactly. There's
Start the
something you
side
can do.
hustle, nurture the
Yeah,
side hustle until it's like, yo, you got a choice to make. You know what I'm
yeah.
saying?
Because
And
you're
you
gonna
can
put you
also
gonna work.
start another side hustle, or you can, like, bro, like, you don't never even gotta quit. Like, especially there is such thing as a good job, right?
Yeah,
Like, even for me, bro, like training, I'm self-employed, which means I'm just an employee of myself because I
yeah,
gotta sell and service. So
yeah,
really, I just gave myself a job.
yeah,
You see what I'm saying? Because it's not how much can I scale that, right? I can up the rates, I could do more sessions, but well, I don't know about you, but for me, max sessions per week for hour sessions, I don't think I really want to go over 40, bro,
yeah,
for one-on-one training. And to be honest, bro, I don't like to go over 35. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? Because between 35 and 40, I start to feel different.
yep,
And I would rather, if I do 35 training hours, that's nothing, but
yeah,
it's still bread. And now I got mad time and energy to either go on another side hustle, or maybe I have another job that's 2 days a week, and all I gotta do is just show up. At least I'm doing something different. Maybe I'm bartending. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Just boom, 2 days a week, like something light, where I just show up and I still got time and energy to put work into something that I can scale and
Yep.
grow in a bigger way, or even just like get game, bro. Like go to school, go self-educate. You know what I'm saying? Like uh buy a program from a guru or something. But before you buy their program, how much of their free content did you consume? You know what I'm saying? Was it transformative? You feel me?
Yeah.
Did they got a book out? Why don't you just get their book first? Oh, the book, okay. It was all right, but you know, all right, well, maybe you don't want to buy this stuff. You know what I'm saying? Maybe you read someone else's book and you're like, yo, I would have paid more for that book.
Yep.
It's like, well, you know, you can get their workbook or their course, or and maybe it's a band. It's like, man, you gonna risk a band? Like, risk it, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You might get some real game off a band that can take you up, and you just climb the ladder. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of these guys, they have levels to their service, to what they can do for you, to where they'll just create a business for you, bro. Like there's guys out there that'll create you a whole successful Shopify store for like 40 bands.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's just gonna run. So you're gonna be down 40 bands, but hey, by 7-8 months, you might have broke even. By the end of the year, you might have broke even, and now that thing just running for you.
Yeah, that's an investment right there. You know, so you got to be willing to, you know, strategically make certain investments in your career, and like that goes for everything. You know, it's like you got to make the investment. You got to put the time in. You got to sacrifice something. You know, like people want something for nothing. You know, like they want to become a multimillionaire. They want to become whatever. You know, and it's like, all right, well, what are you willing to lose first? You know, what are you willing to sacrifice first? You know, like that's how that goes with everything.
I think the level of education you can get off the internet is like, when you look at formal education, it's to the point, bro, where unless you're going to be a doctor, a lawyer, you know what I'm saying? Like,
you can find everything online. Yeah.
Bro, unless you about to really like do something like that, like a mechanic, you know what I mean? Like if you're going to go work on airplanes or something, unless you're going to be something like that, bro, why go spend all that money? You know what I'm saying? When you can go spend way less, buy a course from a reputable brand on the internet, or even just get the free shit, bro. And spend, instead of spending the time, you're gonna spend more money doing research, but that's work. It's all work, bro. You know what I'm saying? But show up, do that work, you keep doing it, and next thing you know how to do shit that you didn't know how to do. I mean, that's really what I've found, bro. Like that's been, since moving here, like that's been my biggest thing, just like learning how to like leverage the internet, bro. Like learning how much you can leverage the internet. Like the internet's going crazy, dog. Like we're in like digital revolution, bro.
Yeah, I mean, this point in time, like if you don't know something, it's because you're not looking. You know, like you have access to anything you want. You can learn.
We ain't have that shit, bro. You know what I'm saying? We ain't have that shit, and it's like y'all have this out here. Whether you teenager, 20s, 30s, 40s, right? And you're like, oh, you know, I'm washed. Like, bro, like all you got to do, if you only got a phone, you can go on your phone. You can save money, get you a laptop or something, but you have the internet, bro. Like there are people in freaking South Africa and Nigeria over there in the most impoverished places on earth. And I'm not even talking about the scammers, dog. I'm not even talking about the scammers. I'm talking about people that are legit putting that work in. And even though their power goes out randomly for like 3 hours throughout the day, because that's how impoverished their country is, bro, they're finding a way and they're making money on the internet and they're getting out of their situation, dog. Because they have a phone and they just finessing on the phone. And but how did they learn how to do that? From the phone, bro.
They started with a want, you know, and like they knew they needed to change their situation. And they're like, all right, what resources do I have? I got this phone. What can I do with that? You know, that's how I look, you know, that's how you should look at everything. It's like, all right, What do I want to change? What resources do I have? All right, you know what? Let's learn how to maximize these resources, and that's that, you know. But you know, people are like, oh, just waiting for a handout all the time, or just waiting for things to become easier, or waiting for a sunny day, waiting for it. It's like, nah, man. You know, it's like, look at what you got, do what you can right now with what you have. You know, like that's just it, man.
Yeah, and having clarity, bro. Like that's the thing too. Like you gotta, and you might spend some time on that, you know, and you might not be crystal, but you know, you gotta have some level of clarity on your mission, you know, who you're trying to help, what
Yeah,
problem you're looking to solve to begin with, and then boom, start doing your research, dog, and start learning and start getting educated. And
100%.
you know, I've had like just amazing coaches and business coaches too, you know, like and that was something again, bro, like up until last year, I never even thought about a business coach. You feel me?
Yeah,
I never even like, I think of coach, it's just automatically sports. I never thought like business coach.
yeah,
Is there a business coach? They're like, yeah, like, wow, that's lit. You know what I'm saying? So that's someone who teaches you how to make money. You feel
yeah.
me?
And that's a
Like,
difference, you know, between us and, you know, a lot of other cultures too, you know, because like that's a regular conversation in certain households, you know, like people like yeah, and exactly what you said. First thing you hear about, first thing you think of when you hear the word coach is sports, you know, and it's like, nah, man, like we're so programmed to think that way, you know, like there's a coach for anything you can possibly think of, you know, and it's like it should be for business. And like you said earlier, a lot of people don't have mentors, you know, like that's a huge thing, you know, that other coaches use to their advantage is just like having mentors, you know, having business coaches, you know, having just a network, you know, of people that are just like on the same wavelength, you know what I mean? So, but I mean, that was a real good point you brought up there, you know, just automatically just thinking sports, you know, you think about a coach, you know, and like that changes your world completely, you know, when you start seeing stuff from a different lens, you start seeing how other people get down and how they got where they got. And, you know, it's just through things like that, investing in business coaches, you know, and reading a ton of books, you know, like all the
man,
information you need. Like, there's no new information out there for the most part. It's just presented in different ways, you know. Like now we have easier access to it, you know. So we none of us have any excuse, you know. That's how I feel about it.
um, you reading any good books?
I haven't read anything in a little bit. I mean, honestly, like the last like man, I would say like the last like month or so, I just been just so focused on this rebuilding my websites and just updating all my stuff. So no, I haven't dove into anything good recently. Yeah.
Um, common recurring theme from my mentors and coaches are books, bro.
Yep.
And I'll tell you what, bro, like even you could read a whole book and like everything in that whole book, you pretty much like, let's say you already know all that stuff,
Yeah.
except there's one thing that you picked up that's like change your whole game, bro. You feel me?
Yeah, and that's what I
And
was saying earlier about getting out of town and going different places. Like it's all it takes is that one idea, you know, that
yeah,
one idea.
that whole book worth reading.
Yep.
Um, so yeah, yeah, I'm definitely messing with the books and stuff. Reading a book right now called Psycho Cybernetics.
Okay.
And it's pretty good. It's pretty good. It was one of Patrick Bet David's recommendations. I was listening to his podcast the other day. You familiar with him?
No.
He's Valuetainment. He's got like the second biggest podcast, I think, after Joe Rogan, bro.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, yeah. Do you listen to podcasts?
Uh, I do. I listen to certain ones. I mean, I like finding random interviews on YouTube. Honestly, like you know, people that I find to be highly intelligent, people that are at a certain level, you know, and there's things that I know I can gain from that. You know, that's more so what I do versus listening to like consistent, you know, like podcasts. You know, like I'll research certain stuff I want to hear. You know, like I want to listen to and I want to absorb. You know, on a particular day. You know, because I might be, you know, turning over some ideas in my brain, and I'm just like, all right, you know what, who's done something similar, you know, and I'll go on and just maybe listen to 5 or 10 interviews on, you know, that particular subject and see how other people went about it, you know. So yeah, so that's more so my speed.
Yeah, I will also notice like clips from interviews and stuff online, and I might rewatch that clip. I might see another clip from that same interview, and a lot of times like that will lead me over to watching the full interview or
Yeah.
podcast or whatever it is. Or if it's just someone that I know that I'm already interested in
Yep.
being interviewed by someone who I think does a great job already,
Yeah.
then I'll hop on that real quick. You know, if I'm working out, you know what I'm saying? Because like, you know, I ain't like working out crazy. You know what I'm saying? I don't need to be in there like I don't really be in there going hard like that. I mean, nah, like cause going hard, we know what going hard is, bro. Like you go hard, bro.
Yeah.
I don't go hard in the gym. You know what I'm saying? Like I work out, but people would like they couldn't make it through my workouts though either.
Yeah.
You
I
would
hear you.
though, you know what I'm saying? But like, yeah, I'm in there. I'm not going too crazy. I get a little lightheaded, a little dizzy.
Yeah.
But I'll sit and listen to a podcast or a book sometimes.
Yeah, exactly. Same thing. Yeah.
Yeah, while I'm in there, which is cool. Audiobooks are cool too.
Yeah.
So listen, bro, I really appreciate you coming on, and you know, it's an honor to know you, and I really appreciate you everything you're doing out there in the community. And I see you, bro. I see you in this. You're lit, bro.
Appreciate you, man. Appreciate the invite for sure. You know, it's
Yeah,
like, yeah, we got to do a part 2 at some point.
for sure, man. For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, we could do part 2, and we'll be in person, whether I'm up there or you're down here in Florida.
Yeah, for sure, man. Yeah, absolutely. Just hit me up next time you're up in the area.
That's a bet, brother. Listen, keep crushing it. All the best. Bless, homie.
All right. Appreciate you, man. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
All right. We'll chat later.
All right.